What happened to the most obnoxious attention seeker you've ever met? I had been dating this girl for about a year, and the day after we broke up because I couldn't take her manipulation anymore, she moved into the apartment below me. We worked together, and my workplace owned a 4-unit apartment building for employees to rent, so she was able to do this. She didn't even tell her 3 daughters this was happening. They came home from school to a completely different home. I was mad at her, but I still loved her, and felt so bad for her girls I stuck around. The first month was actually pretty decent. I'd have dinner over there every night, help get the place together, and take care of the girls. Well, one day she decided to completely shut me out. She had already made me fall for her again by this point, and so like an idiot I kept trying to win her love. I gave her time, flowers, energy, but was always met with coldness. So, then it came out that she had been cheating on me the entire time we'd been together. I confronted her and threatened to cut her out of my life, and she broke down and promised to try again. I, being the idiot I was, fell for it again. After more cheating, lying, gaslighting, turning friends against me, saying I hit her, bruising herself, threatening to get me fired, she one day randomly ghosted me. After a week of no word from her, I decided to finally do it. I texted her and told her that I was cutting complete contact for good. Well, she went nuts, called me 100 times and sent pages of texts threatening everything from unaliving herself to unaliving me. That whole day was beyond insane. I remember going to take my dog for a walk, but she saw me. She ran over to me to drunkenly show me her scratched up wrists, but I told her, "That's not on me. Go inside," and continued walking. She grabbed my arm and I pulled it away, and in response she yelled, "Ow! Don't hit me!" I walked away. An hour later I came back home, grabbed a beer, and laid on my bed with my dog next to me. After finishing the beer, I went to turn on the shower to give my dog a bath. But then I heard a bam. Sounded like it was coming from outside. I looked out the bedroom window and wouldn't you know, crazy girl. I looked out just in time to see her throw a literal log straight through my bathroom window. I immediately ran downstairs and just lost it on her. I told her all the angry things I've wanted to tell her. I told her to F off, to go inside, and to never effing look at me again. I swear it looked like a scene from the white trashiest backwoods of Alabama. I then stormed back inside and started heading up the steps, but she followed me in just wailing, crying, apologizing. She even grabbed my leg while I'm trying to go up the stairs like a toddler hanging on for dear life. I got myself free and slammed my door. I then called the cops as I truly feared for her own safety. They came in and spent half an hour in her apartment before bringing her out in cuffs to take her to the hospital for a psych evaluation. I was so shaken, I just climbed into my truck for another beer. Not 15 minutes later, my other co-worker comes out to my truck. "Hey, have you seen Crazy Girl?" "What do you mean?" "The cops just took her to the hospital." "No, she was just here completely unclothed. I heard her banging upstairs, so I came up to see what was going on. I thought you were throwing things around. She was up there banging on your door and is unclothed." Turns out, Crazy Girl broke out of the hospital and ran half a mile completely unclothed and barefoot from the hospital to my apartment. I called the cops again. They came but didn't find her. They called the hospital, and it turns out that after I didn't answer the door, Crazy Girl ran back to the hospital unclothed. I wish I was making this up. Well, the hospital let Crazy Girl out the next morning. It hadn't even been 12 hours, and she was still drunk. She did actually agreed to leave me alone after, but about a month later, I saw her on the news. She had taken her own life, and I still don't know if I should blame myself or not.